Ta-da! Ta-da! Stream. All right. This should start now. Soon. Maybe. Yes? All right. It's so hard to tell if this is working before you actually go live. That's really annoying. Did it? One sec. I don't trust YouTube. There we go. Did it? Yes. Awesome. Okay. So, we're back. We have like 2 hours to finish this, which is plenty of time. So, we have a game controller where we can ready up and then the game will start, and then that happens. I made this taller because I was actually getting to a point where I was above the fire, and that's not something that should happen. I also made it longer. So now I can't tell if anything is working. This is going to be great. Can't really spend the time to fix it, so oops. But let's see if they're both working. How does this work? Apply the player. Yeah, so we need 2 player themes. We're just gonna always make them the same color. I think that's the easiest. And unfortunately, we're probably gonna end up making this player ready check some sort of like massive, awesome thing that just takes everything. So player 0 color. This is gonna get gross. And there's cords everywhere for all these controllers on my desk. I should clean my desk. Alright. So, player colors, red and blue? I think that makes sense. If everybody is ready, it will start a countdown, I think. So if both players ready up, it gives you 3 seconds. And then it spawns you. So if I start this like so, we should still get a level. And we do. Awesome. But our camera breaks because there's no players. A followed count is equal to 0. Then we'll short circuit this and just return out. And that should cover that. I also... Well, actually... Well, that's nice. Bye, I guess. I hope I saved. That's going well. Alright. Yeah. So I think this is gonna hopefully go fairly quickly. Come on. So we can delete our player again. And everything else ought to be good. And actually, can I re-add the world bottom, or is that a mistake? Will I regret that? We'll see. So part of what I'm trying to do here is actually create a menu that is also the game. So you'll spawn somewhere in here. Like it will pick 2 open spots and spawn you in. And then you and the other person get to fight to the death. Huzzah! And then that's how that works. So when it spawns, we're probably going to want to remove this bottom follow point and then add the 2 players, which will happen automatically. But this way, if I go into the scene view, you can kind of see what's happening. But it actually is just procedurally making more level, and it will just keep going up. So if you let this run for a while, it might get a little bit weird. But I think that's a nice way to kind of get everything working. Shoot. We lost a bunch of stuff when it crashed. Game controller. Sure. So, with the game controller, let's make this red. And then, like, blue. Oops. Let's not just ready the person up for them. That's probably not very nice. There. How's that? Those colors should stand out. And so, if they're both ready, that will spawn it. So we're going to want some sort of game UI. Let me go grab my font. I have a font for stuff like this. Do I have a font for this? Hello. What did you miss? Not much. We just started. Unity crashed. I don't know. We have like 2 hours or so to finish this. So mostly trying to get the 2-player system working, which I'm hoping is not that hard. I'm also breaking Explorer. That's nice. Let's actually... Fonts. Because every game needs a custom font, right? Shoot. Here we go. So this should be our UI, I guess. We'll probably just hide this. So the way I'm thinking is when somebody wins, it's going to just say you win and then jump and restart the entire level. The theme was apocalypse. So that's where all the fire came from. And also the explosions and everything else. I don't know, kind of took the theme and ran with it and tried to avoid zombies. Because zombies are just, I don't know, zombies. So this is going to actually be our menu UI. Let's make that, let's not do that. UI, canvas, menu UI. Awesome. And then go to our game. What? Oh, this is the game controller. That's why that's not working. There. So that should be close-ish to where our game camera is actually going to sit. We don't really need a input system, but that we can keep that for now. I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's say ready up. And we'll make that bold, because everything should be bold. And it's going to need to be bigger. And we'll center it. I always just end up making things up for UI. I think that's sort of how you're supposed to do it, but I honestly have no idea. Then let's create a like sub UI. Actually, we'll do something like this. Player 1 and player 2, I guess. So player 2 will be right aligned and player 1 will be left aligned. All of this is entirely made up, so if I get something wrong, we won't notice immediately. But that ought to be fine. Let's see, 0, 0, 0. We just need a width on these, I think. $480 with a height of 200. That sounds fine. That's the wrong way. As you can tell, I am very good at this. I know my UI stuff. Player 1 and player 2. Yep. That's working well. And then let's just do something like this. No idea. Center? That fix it? Yes. Awesome. Cool. Let's select both of these and say not ready. Sure. This ready check. This is gonna be a disaster, but okay. It's a basic UI. I just need people to know what is going on, and then I'm gonna add a outline. Yeah. And so player 1 is going to be a red outline. Player 2 is going to be a blue outline. Just so you kind of know what color you're supposed to be. Because that's the best I can do right now. It's not great. It's honestly pretty terrible. But it's quick. So, you know, we're kind of at the time crunch because things take more time than I anticipate. and then I get behind. I don't know. I'm sure I'll get better at scheduling things as time goes on. But we need to create a script for these that does a ready check text. Yeah, I don't know why red tends to come before blue. Maybe there's like a design choice, but I don't know. For me, it's just whatever works. So let's take... Actually, we can do a player ready check. And then a public text. That's not it. All right, we're gonna player 0 ready. Public text. Player 1 ready. Public string. Not ready string. Public string ready string. And so this is just as basic as we can get it. We're going to write something to update that every single frame, so this game is the most unoptimized thing ever, which is fine for what it is. But text. That's not what I want to do. Ready.text equals ready check player 0 ready question mark ready string or the not ready string. So just ternary operators, because why not? Yeah, player 1 ready, that should be good. And then they're both ready at this point. Well, they can at least tell. We're gonna need a Unity engine dot. I think that's what we need to include for the UI. I could be wrong there. Probably am wrong there. Nope. Cool. Awesome. I got something right for once. Ready check text. We're just going to start throwing things on here because that's just what we're going to do. Player 1 not ready. There we go. Not ready. Ready. Huh. Let's see if this works. So now I should be able to ready up for both players. Huzzah! So that works. Now what do I need? I need to actually spawn them. That's a thing. Huh. We're gonna actually have to like figure out where to spawn them and things. That's gonna get difficult. If is ready. So if you both just click ready, I think it's just gonna teleport you into the game. Then just like go, like no anything. It's just gonna be like, here's the game. Go do your thing. We'll fix that later. Because I'm not sure we'll have time to fix it now. So if you're both ready, spawn players. That ought to be good. How do I want to do this? Yeah, no, this should be fine. We're going to actually create Is this a good idea? Probably not. I can't really... Spawn players does not call the correct thing. Generate. Cool. First, we also want to hide UI. Public game object array hide on game start. Yep, that's a thing that we just did. Woo. Everything started off so nicely. Game objects in hide on game start. Do we want to hide them or do we want to just do destroy game object? That seems way easier. Let's do that. It's gonna accomplish the same thing and we're gonna restart it anyway. So destroying seems like the better choice. Cool. Which means I can now say that has 1. We're actually gonna want that to be 2 because we're gonna destroy our event system. Well, we don't even need the event system, right? Yeah, you're not actually gonna input anything into the UI, so I can delete that entirely. Right? Yeah. And that can go away too. I'm probably gonna end up breaking something at like the last minute because I always do that. And I haven't committed in a while. But let's see here. So if both players ready up, that happens. We delete our UI. Well, that's actually not what happened. If player is not, well, actually, and player 1 ready. So if both of them exist, then we do this. Otherwise, we'll just destroy ourselves. Destroy this. Destroying it will work since the game has explosions. You were not wrong. The game yes, maybe not those kind of explosions, but you know, that'd actually be kind of interesting if you could just be like, okay, this is gonna get old real quick, Unity. But all right, so now what do I need to do? First, let's make sure it actually like saved everything. I think so. So as long as we don't, there seems to be something that's happening where we're running when I change code and that is causing Unity to crash. So awesome. Feature not implemented. Got it. Awesome. Spawn players does not exist. So we're going to create a create game. Let's call game controller dot create game with player 1 color and player 2 color, or sorry, player 0 color and player 1 color. Now there is no game controller yet. Doesn't exist. We're going to create that though. Apparently we're creating it here, which is probably the worst place possible that I could have put that. So we'll stick it in the world because that's a thing that we're going to say it is. Game controller doesn't contain a definition for create game. So first off, this is going to be a singleton. So private static game controller instance And what's a good way to do this? Void awake instance equals this. Sure. And then what did we call it? We called it create game. Why is it trying to create all of that stuff? I don't want that. So create game, public static void, create game, color, P1 color, color, P2 color. Woo! Right. So this will create our players, but it will also set their lives, because they're actually going to have specific lives, which this may be bad. Oh well. Okay, drop that again. But I think P1 colon star star star. Yes. This is definitely a good idea. There is no way this could go wrong at all. Let's see, a width of 360, so 180. A height of 40. Yeah. So let's do player 1 lives. Player 1 player 2 lives, and this one's going to be right aligned. Negative 180. Sure, but we're actually going to do this the other way. Like that, I think. I think this makes sense. This is going to be a very yeah, we'll see how this works, or if it works. I always cut these so short, so close. But anyway, we need to figure this out, because my next one for the asylum gem, I'm planning something even bigger. So this we should just figure this out. So player 1, player 2, awesome. This makes sense to me. So let's do render lives, which is going to take public text, text, public string, lives format, which should look something like P1 colons that. And so if you give it that string, it's actually going to insert the number of lives as stars there. And we'll need somewhere to source that from, but effectively, string, let's do a string builder. String builder equals a new string builder. There's an easier way to do this, but we can ignore that for now. For 3 ++ I builder dot append. So I'm doing this a little bit quickly because I don't trust myself to get this done. But text dot text, that's gross. is going to equal string format on the lives format with an argument of the builder to string. So we're going to take a argument from our builder, which is just going to have all the lives in it. And that's going to actually pull everything together. And that way we can actually just change this string, and that will actually flip everything, and we don't need to do anything else. Text could not be found because I didn't import that. Awesome. Compiler, string builder couldn't be found. I have no idea. I have no idea what that thing is. So we're just going to restart Visual Studio because that will fix this. I have never used this code ever before. Which code? I mostly trick code to do what I want. Isn't that sort of our jobs as a programmer? Isn't that sort of like what we do? We trick machines into doing our will. We're like some weird technomancer or something, but way less cool than a TV show makes it look. All right. This ought to work. So I'm actually going to just expose a public int lives. So that equal to 3. And so those aren't actually configured to point at the right things yet. Don't crash on me. There we go. We'll attach that. Throw our text object on there. Yeah. All right. How does this work? If I increase this number, I feel like I expected that to do something else. Why didn't that work? Oh, ha. Got it. Lives. Whoops. Neat. Oh, well, I broke it. But we can add lives this way and subtract them really easily. So as long as I have a way to track those lives, it should be good. So let's actually, where's our game controller? World. Let's grab public int player 0 lives 3 public int player 1 lives 3. This is going to get really confusing because I have 0 indexed and 1 indexed player names. So that's probably not the greatest idea. But we can do instance.player0 lives equals 3. Instance.player1 lives equals 3. Now let's refactor that, extract that into a reset player lives. And we'll just sort of start piecing things together. So this, I now want to point at that game controller. So this, so these render lives are going to be pointed at the game controller. And then we'll actually expose, since we're doing singleton stuff, public static int player 0 lives get return instance dot player 0 lives. And then we'll do the same for player 1. And so that way we can actually pull those out. Am I ever actually going to use that? Nope. We're never actually gonna touch that. Well, we might. Public int player ID. Sure. And then we'll set that to 0. And then player ID equals 0. Then we'll go game controller dot player 0 lives, otherwise game controller player 1 lives. This is super gross. Parentheses. Ooh, we are pulling out all the ternary operators here, but that's all right. It works, I guess. So, now that we have that, destroy game controller, let's add the game controller in there. So now, those lives should update based off of the player lives here. So as I increase this, we're getting the wrong, oh, I didn't set those up correctly. Player 0, player 1, awesome. So, we have player lives, those get updated. So, I should be able to change these now. Yes, awesome. So they change individually or independently, do all of that fun stuff. It's all good. Now, game menu. I think that's really the only in-game menu we need. We just need to show the number of lives. And that should be it. Now what? I think we have the hard part now of actually figuring out where to spawn people. Because we want to spawn the player in a place that's actually playable. Which means when they actually like drop in, they can't just spawn like here because they'll just fall and die. They need to spawn like here, or here, or here, or here. Somewhere where there's a ground. And since the level is literally constantly changing, that gets a little bit hard. So we need something that can actually find spawn points. And spawn the player there. And not spawn them in like the middle of the ground. So that gets hard. What is the best way to do that? I think if we're going to be creating players, we're going to need to grab a player prefab. Is this a good idea? This might not be a good idea. No, this should work. This might be a bad idea though. Sure, we'll parent the game controller to the main camera. What could go wrong? So what this gets us by doing this parenting thing is now our game controller actually is above where the main camera is. And so theoretically doing some sort of sweep here-ish should get us something we want. I hope. So let's assign the player there. And then, shoot. Create game is playing equals true. And then how do we want to do this? Public player 0. Oh, this is gross. If is playing, and then if player 0 is null, then player 0 equals spawn player 0 with the color. We don't have that configured anywhere. P1 color. Whew. This is getting gross. Public color. P0 color. And then P1 color. All right. Public Boolean is playing false. Sure. So you're not playing initially, and then you call this. It sets you to be playing. While you're doing that, and you're not null, we spawn the player, and then do player 0 lives minus equals 1, and then we'll deal with victory after that. But effectively, what this is doing is giving us a way to detect, super easily detect if the player has died, and if so, recreate them. In probably one of the worst ways we could have done this, but it's fine. Player index. And the player color. Cool. All right. So now we have an hour and 50 minutes to get this totally done, compiling and working on somebody else's computer. The last bit is important because I've had games that have worked only on my computer before. Let's see. Is playing true. Why is that still? Instance. Got it. Spawn player. Var spawn point equals find spawn point. Yep, I think this makes sense. So, actually, we can do this better. Create spawn point. And so what I'm going to do is, sure. That's a really annoying little thing. Destroy below, destroy on depth, block destruction. This guy. We want private int double array of spawn position type, and that will be a new int array that looks something like that. Not like that, but shoot. And so what this will do is it will spawn a 5x5 block that should automatically create blocks around it. So you'll have a wall built around you by default with a hole in the middle that you can spawn in. Now, hopefully that actually works. And then you spawn in just your little hole and you get to blast your way out and start playing. Then we just need to spawn that somewhere not near you. The hard part is going to be public boolean is spawn equals false. This is the gross bit. Because if it is a spawn, whew, this code is going to be a nightmare. Then block is equal to the spawn position type. And then we'll just automatically spawn the spawn thing. Cool. That makes sense to me. And then we get create spawn point. And that will create a spawn point somewhere. And then we need to go somewhere into the middle of it and spawn our actual player. I think that will be 2 to the right and something. We can figure out the math later. Doesn't really matter. We just need to be in there. So create spawn point. And then var. This is going to return a game object of the created spawn point. And then what do we do? Then we create our player. Our player equals create player at spawn point. Player index, player color. So we are going to do our player equals an instantiate of our player prefab at the spawn point dot transform dot position plus vector3 dot right times 2 and vector3 dot down times 2. That was supposed to be a plus. Ignore that. There we go. And then quaternion.identity. That's not the identity quaternion. There we go. Bar player theme equals player.getComponent. Grab the theme. A player theme dot. What? Don't do this to me. I didn't mean to do that. Tried to build it on me. Let's see here. View. Player theme dot player theme equals the player color. Huzzah! So now we should get an actual player with an actual color. Then, after we do that, what do I want to do after that? I don't know. Well, I guess we can grab the player input equals player get component player input controller. Player input dot player ID equals the player index. And so that should set it up so that Rewired actually knows what to use. So that should hook up the theme and the ID, and then we'll return our player. Yeah. Cool. So this returns a game object, gets us our player, creates the player, and then returns the player. Yep, I think this makes sense. So we just need to actually create the spawn point, which means we actually need to figure out where to spawn. So physics 2D dot box cast or box overlap box all on the spawn point, not that. Let's do spawn position, and the size is going to be a vector 2.1 times 5. Angle 0. Layer mask. I don't know what you are. Huh, that works, right? Yes, awesome. Var get spawn or spawn position equals get spawn yeah, that position. There we go. Cool. Well, this is a giant mess, but it will figure it out. Vector 2. Yeah. So we get the spawn position, we overlap everything. Interference. Is this a good idea? Maybe not. Interference. So I don't want to spawn it on top of the other player for one. So effectively, if interference dot any if there's any interference where the collider dot tag is not equal to level, then we'll return create spawn point. So effectively, so we could do spawn points on initial generation, but the thing is like the world gets destroyed and then I'd have to track them somehow. And as you start blowing things up, those spawn points don't necessarily stay valid. I guess we could spawn them there and then just have them do like a raycast down, and whenever that raycast fails, that actually is a very good idea. Hold on. We're going to do a block destruction handler. We want this guy. And there'll be 2, I guess. Whoa. What did I do? Why is it angry at me? Oh, ha. New int double array. Like that. So 2 is now our spawn point. I think that makes sense. So if the block is not equal to 0, then we'll instantiate that. Let's say actually if the block is equal to 1. So if it's true, it spawns that. Otherwise, we can do this better. Switch block y x. Do this. Case 0 break. So it does nothing if there's nothing there. And that will also be the default case. Case 1, it's going to spawn it and then break. And then case 2, it calls the game controller and does add spawn point here. And then breaks. And then create spawn point. We don't need this anymore. Ooh, that's wrong. Add spawn point is going to add a custom spawn point, which is going to just be a private. Let's do a linked list because we're actually going to be dropping these over time. So the creation, instead of rebalancing our arrays, this is going to be faster. Vector 3 spawn points. Sure. Equals a new linked list like that. And then every frame var deleted spawn points equals a new linked list of vector 3s. And that's going to be our dead spawns. For each spawn in our spawn points, shoot. If not valid spawn at the spawn point, then we add it to the deleted spawn points. Add last. And then finally, we do spawn points dot delete remove. Oh, that's gonna be hard. Or more annoying, but for each deleted in our deleted spawn points, let's do spawn points dot remove deleted. Whoa, that guy. Yeah, that's a thing. Let's get the vector 3. This is now our spawn point. Create spawn point. We'll change it to get spawn point. And then add spawn point is going to do. We can't do it only in the first generation because there's multiple lives in this, and the menu actually moves. So the world actually can theoretically all be deleted prior to you even ever getting into the game. So we're gonna add last. that. Let's rename it to our spawn point. Cool. So we're adding our spawn points and then we're validating them. So if they're a valid spawn, then they're fine. Otherwise, they're not fine. So we can actually, just return a raycast. That's not how you do that. Physics 2D raycast from the spawn, and we want to do vector2.down. I think we'll probably be fine. If there aren't any spawn points, there will be problems. So I don't really know how we'll deal with that. But the thing is like you can literally destroy the entire level. And so if you do, we're probably going to have something here where it just spawns you in the center and just says deal with it, which isn't very nice, but I don't know if there's anything else we can really do. I think that's that if you destroy the entire level, which would be really difficult, then I don't know what to say. Good job. See, we get the spawn point. Well, this returns a vector3. And then you return a spawn points dot. This is a bad idea, but points or point to the random value. Effectively, we're just randomizing this and then taking dot first. Var. No, this will work. And then if spawn points dot count equals 0. If there's no spawn points available, then it just returns a new vector3 at this position dot y, and then we'll zero out the z because this will be actually potentially moved forward. But it literally just spawns you in the middle-ish. Which there should always be. I don't want that. Why is. Does it really not think Unity has a. Oh. Because I included system. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay. Got it. So. That should always get us a spawn point. We should do that. It should spawn our players. Pretty sure. Don't want to say anything, but I'm pretty sure this will actually like do something. So the game controller is actually parented to the main camera. It's just actually higher. So it will actually spawn you probably near the top of the current level, which is actually fine in my opinion. So this should only spawn the first player, so it should spawn player 1. Where am I? Permission to be confused. What? Hold on. Why am I invisible? I mean, I get that the color is blank, so I'm just not there. But why would that happen? That's no fun. Also, we need to figure out or fix the main camera's, the smart camera bit. So, great idea. Let's just add on that camera. Public. Smart camera. Smart camera. Sure. Yeah, so the colors aren't getting set. They should be getting set, but they're not. Do I not? Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, I don't ever set those. That would probably cause it. Yeah. Here. Let's do that. Player 0 or P0 color. Oh, P1 color. That's a good... Yes. Wait, what? Instance.p0 color equals p1 color. This is the whole indexing thing that we got wrong, and I don't really have the time to go and fix right now. So that's confusing. P1 color and P1 color don't line up. Whoops. But let's see. Smart camera. We are going to spawn the players, do all of that fun stuff, create the game, do a instance.smartCamera. Followed points equals new transform array of 0. Ta-da! We follow nothing, which means it will just find the players and then follow those. So it should automatically snap from being in line with the lava and kind of jump up to the player, and then it should dynamically continue to follow the player. One other thing. We want to order these spawn points. And not like this. Spawn points dot order by point. And we want to order it by the point dot y. In ascending order, so the lowest values should be first, which means you'll spawn closest to the lava, and then that will continue to go up. I think. Yeah. So the idea here is it's going to prevent you because we actually spawn the level quite a ways up. And I don't want you to spawn way up there unless there's nothing, because that will just probably end up killing the other player, which isn't very nice. So, game broke. What'd I break? We set our colors this time. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. I need to stop Unity before it crashes itself. Oh, come on. There we go. We didn't set the smart camera reference. Nice. Awesome. Cool. Everything should work. Well, I say everything should work. Player 1 should be able to get into the game and then get out. And so death is not a thing yet. So that can happen. But we can fix that real easily because we just need destroy below. For each. Yeah, this is a great idea. What could go wrong? Player in game object. Find game objects with tag player. So we're going to find all the players. And then if block.transform.position.y is less than that. If the player is less than that, then we destroy the player dot game object. Cool. So the player dies if they go too far down, but also else, or actually we can do an or player transform dot position dot x if the absolute value of this is greater than 25. We'll say 20 horizontal max. It's greater than the horizontal maximum. We want to also kill the player, because there's those side walls as well, which should catch the player. So public float horizontal max, set that equal to like 26, 20, 25, 25, sure. Yeah. So this way you'll die if you go too far left or right, or if you go too far down. Unexpected end of file. Oh. Got it. Done. Fixed. Huzzah. And all the code was so nice. Before we got here, like the code was actually like looking nice and being cool. And like we were considering designs and things like that. And now it's just like, nah. So I should be able to go over here. And die. And then 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 die. So I don't think our spawn points are getting reset. What is going on? Well, how many lives do I have? And why do I keep gaining lives? Oh. Ha. Huh. I bet that's why. If they're ready, we actually just start the game. We hide the UI. And then we should probably destroy ourselves. Because that's gonna just keep calling itself, which is going to reinitialize and spawn our players, which is gonna call create game, which is gonna restart everything, which we definitely don't want. Cool. If there's a raycast down, so if there is no hit on that raycast, then we do that. Yeah. That makes sense. Why is it? It's hitting something. Does our world have colliders? Don't crash on me. Huh. Not sure why we are getting into that infinite loop there. We'll just pretend like that's fine. Boom, 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 boom. So, our spawn points aren't going away, which is a problem. Get spawn point, create player at spawn point. We get the spawn point. Let's grab it and actually spawn points dot remove the spawn. So we're actually going to remove the one we're spawning at and then return it. So you definitely can't spawn at the same place twice. But that's not going to solve that. Actually going to pretend like that's not there for now, because this is causing problems. Our raycast is hitting something. Spawn point mask, which means we want a public layer mask. Whew. We're just adding everything onto this, aren't we? Well, I'm adding everything onto this. You guys are just watching me destroy perfectly good code. All right. Level. So it should only hit the level. Oh, and if it, oh, okay. We may want a direction distance. We'll give it, we'll say it has to hit something within 5 units. So if there's not something 5 units below it, then it isn't going to hit it. I think that makes sense to me. So let's try that. This is a fun spawn point. I approve. And I'm dead. We do spawn very close to the bottom, which... And let's say spawn.y is greater than, so you have to spawn at least some amount above the bottom, which we're going to say is the smart camera transform. Let's not do that. It's greater than the level bottom dot dot position dot y plus the bottom padding. So we need a level bottom, which is going to be a transform. And then the bottom padding, which is going to be a float. And so that combined kind of gives us a safe zone. So you don't spawn like with the bottom platform just in fire. That's not very nice. So level bottom, world bottom, you, throw you there. You have to spawn 4 units above the bottom. I think that's safe-ish. So, oops. Spawn. Go up. There we go. Our color is correct. That's all fine. I think we can actually delete that spawn point now. So you can't reuse spawns. Since there's only like 6 levels, or there's 6 lives, I think that's probably fine. What else? We need some way to say who won. That's a terrible way to do it. It'll work. We'll be done in like 5 minutes if I do it this way. So what we can do, if I go to game, there's that ready up. thing, what we can do is say game controller public static string last victory equals let's say public static int last victory equals -1. That exposes a variable that we can actually use. It's a total anti-pattern. It's the worst way to do this. But it'll be fast and we're kind of running out of time. So what we're going to do is say ready victory text render. So we need, sure, yes, okay, this public text, not that text. And then public string default welcome, which will be ready up. Ooh. A public string last victory player 0. Player 1 wins. And at this point, I think you might see where I'm going with this and why I think this is an awful idea, but it will work because as long as you don't leave, the state will be maintained, and then all we have to do is set who won and restart the game, and everything's fine. And you know who won. So text equals the default welcome, and then actually we can do a switch on the game controllers, last victory, and then we'll have a default and a case for -1. And that will be text equals the default welcome. And we'll break case 0, which would be player 1, which is still weird, but whatever. And then we'll break last victory player 1. Break. Ooh. That's gross, but it should work. So, ready victory. Oops, don't crash. Come on, there we go. We'll throw that on there. Grab a ready text. Attach that, and everything's good. Now, all I have to do to make the entire game work. Whoa. Suddenly there's text in my chat again. That was weird. Anyway, okay. There's a bunch of things people said, but okay. Missed a few things. Anyway, valid spawn players, create player at spawn point. Got that. Create player at spawn, get spawn point. All of that's fun. Create game. Here, player lives. I have player 0 is equal to null. Spawn them. Player 1 is equal to null. And spawn them. And then if player 0 lives is less than or equal to 0, then player 0 lives less than or equal to 0, then game controller dot what are we doing? Last victory equals 0. Player 0 won. And in the case of player 1 lives less than that. Oh, that's wrong. Last victory is player 1, and this is player 0. Because the opposite player is going to win. I guess that makes sense. But anyway, then, after we get all of that fun stuff, we can do like a scene manager. I don't know. What's it called? Application dot. They changed it. What is it? How do I Unity restart scene? Because so they changed how you restart a game or how you restart a scene in Unity. It used to be like load level. And they used to say what you were supposed to use instead. But they don't anymore. Do you guys know? Let's see, where'd that go? All right. What is it called? Yeah, everybody else is just using the application, which... All right, let's actually do this. Application load level C Unity. There we go. This is going to be deprecated and it's going to say use something else, right? No. Why doesn't it say to use something else? Well, that's annoying. Well, all right, we're gonna use it anyway. Say load level 0, because that's just what we're gonna use. Oh, now it says scene manager dot load level 0. Load scene, apparently. Cool. Get back to the dashboard, which means all of that should do its stuff. I should be able to do build settings, add the current open scene, which is called test scene, which is very testy, obviously. It's the production released version, but you know, whatever. Both players are red. I think I spawned 2 player 1s. Boop. They're acting like player 2 though. So player 1, well, we'll see actually, because we're gonna lose some lives here. Who dies there? Yeah, player 2 dies. Awesome. So the only thing that's wrong now is going to be our player 2's lives, and also the explosions. You can't actually damage the other person with them. And why didn't it restart the scene? Okay, I had problems with the scene management thing previously. So we're gonna do load level, because there's something that I miss when I use the scene management thing. We tried this last jam and it didn't work. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's not. We don't have the time to play around with that. So let's see here. We have those. Let's see, player 1, P1 color. Awesome. So we can spawn our player. They should be the right color now. So the only other thing that I need to do, well, there's a whole bunch of things that I need to do, but I want to add animations and I want to make it so you can actually blow each other up. I only check one player lives. Well, I checked the player that I decrement the lives on. In both cases. Oh! Let's go back and try this again. Pretty sure you're correct there. And that I just totally goofed. There we go. That probably will work a lot better. Awesome. So. Come on. Start. Yeah. I guess red got the short straw there. Ah! Jump! There we go. Oh. No, go up. There we go. So, I guess RNG is a big factor in this game. But they're dead. And then they should die here as well, which will bring them down to 0, which means they should lose. Player 1 wins. Yay. Okay, so scene management does work. Our victory screen works. Everything is fantastic. The only other bit is I actually want to initialize this to 4 lives. Mostly because you lose a life immediately when you start the game. To spawn your initial player, you lose a life. And, well, I suppose we could just fix that the correct way. That might be best. Let's do that. Let's actually do this the right way. Well, by right I mean totally wrong, but still better than what. Oh, jeez, what have I done? Player 1 equals spawn player. This needs to call instance dot. Oh, we have to call all the instance stuff. Cool. So that should actually spawn the player. We shouldn't lose any lives. Everything should be good. You should have 3 now. So I just need to make it so you can blow the person up, the other player up with bombs, which I think we're just going to call destroy because that's just the easy way. And then, oh, I'm thinking of really bad ways to do that comparison. Let's see here. Ooh. Oops. Boop. Oh, he actually got away. Crap. Well, bye, dude. Ah, I'm killing myself. Actually, you know, we should actually, I should be the one dying. Because that will make it easier for us to tell. What? What? Hold on. What just happened? Who? What? Where did everything go? Where? Oh, did it? Oh, it might have spawned us way too high. There might not be enough spawn points. Let's see here. Block destruction handler. There's only one thing that spawns spawn points right now. So the thing is the camera actually is designed so it will zoom out to actually hold all the players. It's using that camera controller that we designed a while back. So theoretically, that shouldn't be a problem. Not saying it isn't. It's very possible that it is, but it shouldn't be a problem. So let's add 2 additional spawn points there. Let's see, we've got the walkway there. And let's add one more like random thing, I guess. Just so it's a little bit more likely that you'll get a spawn point that is usable. Yeah. So this is still an empty block, but it puts the spawn point at the bottom, so there's a good chance that you'll actually fall onto the ground for the level below you. At least that's the idea. And that will give you a ton of room to jump. So let's actually do that one more time. And this one will have a roof. Whoa, that's a big number. So effectively just making spawn points more numerous, so it's easier to spawn, and hopefully we don't get into that problem, because I think that might be what's happening. I'm not seeing any other issues. Oh, you're right. Shoot. So the players are too far from one another. And our camera is designed to do height more than width, unfortunately. Which is probably why we're getting this error. Is there a good way to fix that? There's an easy way to fix that. Where's our smart follow? Border 10. This is not the right way to fix this, but we don't have the time. Alright, so I should be able to get over. It's not really working. Why isn't our border helping at all? I'm kind of curious if that player 2 wins. Yeah, honestly, I'm not entirely sure if fixing that is going to require debugging, and we have less than an hour now. Crap. Yeah, we're gonna take a pass on that actually for now. Not because it's not important, we just don't have the time for it. Let's see, destroyed blocks. That's gonna get everything to destroy. This is going to grab our controller. Oh, is this a bad idea? We're gonna do this. So this is gonna get our rigid body player controller. We're gonna do controller dot get component player theme. So we're going to grab the theme off of the players we hit. And if the theme equals our current theme, so the bullet theme, then we don't blow ourselves up. So if theme.playerTheme equals the bullet theme.playerTheme, so if those colors are equal, yes, we're using color equality to test that because I don't have the time to do player IDs and get all those synced up and tested. So if they're equal, we do that. Otherwise, destroy the controller. Controller.gameObject. So now you can blow each other up. So it's sort of like a game of keep away slash something else. I don't know. Yep, that's a terrible idea. Oh well. We'll see if that works. So I should be able to not blow myself up still. That's important because that's like the only way to get around in this game. Which I don't, but I should be able to blow them up. And that didn't look like that happened. Well, they're dead. I'm dead. Ah. Yeah. So you can't actually do that yet. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? Oh. That's why that didn't work. Whoops. That should probably work a lot better now. All right. Let's see here. Now I should be able to do that, and that should kill them. Awesome. So I should be able to like jump and actually explode them. And it works. Awesome. So I think they got boiled alive in lava. Fun. So besides that whole player spawning too far apart thing, I think we're good. Well, oh, ha. I know why we're running into the players spawning too far apart thing. I know why that's not working. Because I have it set to an orthographic view. That camera we made is all perspective. It's specifically designed for perspective view. We're not going to get anything with a... Yeah. So obviously it looks way worse now. And we're not going to keep this. But it does actually work. So I should be able to actually like get over to this other side. That makes way more sense. I was super confused why that wasn't working. Okay. Back to the orthographic view. Let's actually make that like slightly bigger. So theoretically it's going to capture just more of the screen, be a little bit bigger. So hopefully that happens less. And it's a fairly... It actually kind of gives you a better view as well. Cool. Oops. That's fine. Cool. Everything is better. Now, we can blow them up, do all of that. I want to add a player death animation, which I was kind of hoping to get like sort of like this how Smash has different ones for like if you fall off the map or and which direction you go off the map and things. We're probably not going to have that because we have 30 minutes. So we're going to make a particle system. That's a thing. Yeah, I think we probably just want something like that. Maybe 45 degrees at an angle. And something like that. Actually, ooh, we could do something cooler. What if 0.1 emission? That's too many, but we don't want a cube. We want a mesh. Sure, quad. Sure, edges. Sure. Spawn at the vertex. I guess. I don't really want to do mesh render. Whoa, that's not right. Box. That's what I want. So, you're gonna disintegrate. Ha. Because that's what I want to happen. Edge? No. Volume. Cool. So, that happens. You die. That's probably not the right direction, is it? No, it's probably not. Let's do, whoa, not that. Negative 90. So that's gonna shoot you off into the up direction. And we'll do like 0.1 and between two constants, 0.1, 0.1 and 2. Sure. With a size over lifetime. Other direction, dude. There we go. So they're just gonna shrink over time. And let's actually give them a different life. Oh, I changed the lifetime. That was wrong. We want that to be longer. Random between 1 and 5. So it kind of does this. And effectively, we're just going to blow this thing up. Add some noise. Yes. For some reason, noise is so satisfying to add to things. That just looks so much cooler than just that initial upward thing. Like, so much cooler. Then we're going to add collisions. It's going to hit the world in 2D. Do I want it to just kind of do like that smoke? Because like this looks super cool. But I'm kind of thinking force over lifetime. And then just do like 9.8 down. Not that. Let's do like negative 9.8. Or like negative 2. Something. So it kind of explodes and does does that. Whatever this is, it does this. I'm gonna lift it up and see if the collisions work, because we should just be able to run this and see what it does. Let's not put it in something. I don't think this is what I want. 9. No, I don't know. just no. Negative 9.8. We're gonna go back to gravity, and effectively, we're gonna keep it looping for now, but that's gonna go away. And effectively, it's going to be when you get hit, you just disintegrate into these parts. Oh, we're inside of something. That collision is, oh, and now it works. I'm not sure how it's solving for 2D physics. I guess that's close enough. Right? Yeah, that's fine. That bounces everywhere. Bounce. That's why it bounces everywhere. 0.25. Yeah, that. Alright. So this is going to be like the last thing we're going to get done for this. So I'm trying to get this to a good point where I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I think we're pretty close. So effectively, you will, when you die, what's a better way to do this? Turn looping off. I think simulate duration 0.1. So it just spawns a few particles. We don't want that. Instead, we want to burst at 0 of 100 particles. And then it just kind of spawns that, and they all do that. Screw it. Let's jump up to 1,000. What happens then? They all just kind of fall. Awesome. So if I stop this and disable it, I should, emphasis on the should, but I should be able to move that into a normal place where you would normally die, enable it, and then have them fall and kind of do their thing, and then they'll shrink and go away. And then it's just done. It's just done. Fantastic. That is exactly what I wanted. So there is a destroy on depth. That's not gonna work because it doesn't go down. Well, no, because we restart, so there should only be like 6 of these, and they won't. So this should be fine. Should be fine. Emphasis on the should. Let's test red just to make sure colors and everything are doing everything right. And then I just need to make this spawn when you die, which we can do on like an on disable because we don't actually disable anything. That should be fine. So there's Mr. Red, dead there. I think that I'm happy with that. That's cool enough. And it's quick, so yay for quick stuff. Player death particles. Where are we going to add this? Player theme? Is that a good idea? No, because that means that all of the bombs will do that. let's tune back the crazy bad. Let's do death effect, and we'll just take our player, add on the death effect, set that up to use the explosion. Add component, death effect. Cool. I feel like when you develop with Unity and Visual Studio, it just turns into nagging. Like those constant line ending changes and then the reloading the solution. There's just so much stuff that it's just like, just do this over and over and over again. It kind of gets a little bit annoying, but death effect. Private. Actually, public. Game object death effect. And then void on disable, which should get called when we destroy a game object. It also gets called when we like click that check mark to disable it. But that should be fine, right? Nobody's going to be doing that in game. And that actually gives us a good way to test. So, granted, we should actually start using Unity's. Unity added a testing framework, so we should start using that. So that's on the to-do list. Let's see here. Var destroyed equals instantiate a new death effect at our own position with our own rotation. Var particles equals destroyed get component get our particle system, and we want to get the theme, our current theme. So var theme equals this dot get component player theme. All of this is super gross. Don't do this unless you're in like a jam like I am. Don't. You will regret this 100%. Even though like I'm getting a lot of stuff done, don't do this. Like you start building yourself into corners. Like if I want to come back later and actually understand this, there's no chance that's gonna happen. What do I want to call it? Color? Start color equals our theme dot player theme. Dot main dot start color. Oh. Can I not do that? Because it's not a variable. Well, okay, but I want to... I'm so confused. This happens all the time where it's like, use this, but you can't use that. That means I have to do other things. Start color equals min max gradient equals particle system dot min max gradient. This seems just more complicated. All right, theme, player theme. All right. We're not going to do whatever they want us to do there. That just isn't a thing that I want to spend time on right now. So that should spawn our explosion when you die. Wherever you die, you should just have like little particle things, which you probably won't see, like if you're behind, if you end up behind the lava or something. Hopefully that doesn't show through. It is 3D, so that it actually is possible, but we're gonna pretend like it isn't. Player death particles. Let's see if I can't prove this works, and then actually, oh, that's convenient of it. Ooh, you just changed color on me. That was a bit weird. Welp, I might be dead. Objects were not cleaned up when closing the scene because we created an object and then it got really mad at me. Oh, because we switched scenes and then we created these two boxes of particles. And it doesn't like it when we do that. Did you spawn new objects from on destroy? Yep, that's exactly what I did. So scene manager. Let's see, active scene changed. That should... The problem is that we're going to switch scenes. It's going to disable everything in the scene, which is going to cause all of this code to get executed, which I don't want if we're switching scenes, which is part of the problem with doing it the way I did. Crap. How do we fix this? Scene loaded, active scene changed. Private void. Or private bool enabled equals false. That is exactly what I was going to do. Add a particle or add a boolean that just says yes or no, can you spawn? So if enabled. Oh, we are digging a giant hole that I'm going to have to dig myself out of later. But that's fine. We have 30 minutes. So enabled equals true. Public void start. Scene manager dot. When the active scene is changed, I want to do enabled equals false. Right? Can't do that. We need something like we do that. Yay for closures. So one interesting thing, Java doesn't let you do this. Java doesn't support closures. It only does lambdas. This is, you miss this a lot when you use a different language. So anyway, that's totally irrelevant. It's just yeah, I work with Java. Java makes me sad. It doesn't make me that sad. Just, it's not as nice. All right. So theoretically, that fixed it. Maybe. There's a good chance it didn't. Let's see. Oops. Found a bug. Wait, did I find a bug? Maybe not. So for some reason, there's a case. Yeah, so enabled is always defined, but but you can override it, and then it creates another new one. That's actually what it's warning me about. It's hiding the inherited method, but that doesn't work anyway. So there's a better way. You don't need this. Public void disable particles enabled equals false. This is even worse. Let's say enable particle effects on disable. Look at that name. Isn't that a nice name? That's a nice name. Here, when we lose, we are going to say disable all explosions. I don't know why I got really excited about that, but my names always suck. So when it's just like you write a good name, you're just like, yes, that actually makes sense. I actually did something good, which doesn't happen very often. Let's see, game object dot find objects of type death effect. So we're going to find every death effect in here and disable all of them. For each var game object find object blah 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 effect in that effect disable particles. Done. Cool. So we're gonna like finish this. I'm gonna have to build this super quick and upload it because I don't know how. The problem with game jams is it's very hard to know how the whole upload thing goes. Like Ludum Dare, when you finish that and then you get to go do your thing. Whereas some of these, it's like, oh, by the way, the jam closed, so you can't submit your game anymore. So even if you like finish in the time and you're just like, I need to actually upload this, especially for people who have really crappy internet, it feels, I don't know, but I don't have crappy internet. I actually have pretty nice internet, but nice. It didn't break anymore. And I won. Huzzah. I like when I win. It's nice when you can actually like do well at your own game. Also, that's really interesting where the particles come through the ground. Oops. Player 2 wins. Okay. One thing we're going to fix, because it's kind of annoying me. Player 2 wins shouldn't be on 2 lines. 480. Doesn't it need sounds? Yes, it 100% needs sounds. Will it have sounds? No. No, it will not. That's mostly on me for completely ignoring sounds until now. But there's not much we can do about that. I don't actually have like a sound library that I keep. I used to. But like keeping all of the licenses and everything for everything just got really annoying, and going through and like cutting things out of free sound is difficult. and just it just takes a lot of time. So for like the Asylum Gem, there will be sounds. But for this, it's an arcade game designed to be played at like a, I don't know, like a convention. So the sounds were less important for me. I don't know. It really depended on what we were making. But what was I gonna fix? There was something I was gonna fix. I feel like it was important. Obviously not that important. Player. Okay. Okay. I don't remember what it was. It's something though. There's something I'm missing. And I don't know what it is. That was it. Just needed to actually trigger it. The camera tracks way too fast. We're gonna drop that down to like 5. So this is the smoothing speed affects how fast it moves to the best position. And right now it was set way too high, which means it will follow less precisely. It won't be in the best position. But as I go and kill myself here, it doesn't snap. And that was really bothering me. So it's just a lot smoother this way. Let me finish this and try not to die here. Yeah. Okay, that's way smoother. Cool. I think we're probably done here. Let me... Whoa. Alright. So we should win just from standing here. So assuming it says player 1 wins at the end of this, I'm happy. Actually, there's one more thing I want to test. Player 1 wins. Awesome. Well, that made it convenient. I wanted to test if you could go off the sides. Both sides, hopefully. Yes, awesome. So we can go off both sides and lose. And player 2 wins. Awesome. Cool. I'm going to build this now and throw it up somewhere. Jump. Boom. Ooh, not there. Let's throw it. What? Okay. Sorry, getting lost. This is fine. Build. Jump. Boom. Jam 1.0. 1. 1? Yeah, it's the first build. That's how that works, right? So I guess that's good enough. I don't know. Every part of this that we've built, besides some minor variable tweaking, has been done on stream. And so let's see, we've been streaming now for like 2 hours plus. I'm just checking to see what our the other 3 parts of this were, how long those were. So like 4 hours, an hour, and then 2.5. So like 7.5, about 10 hours. We built this entire thing in 10 hours. That's not bad. I don't know, that's cool. That works for me. Let's make sure it actually runs in this. Ultra, I should change that. Why is there a splash screen? Boo. Okay, good. That does actually do the thing that I think it should. Our frame rate is garbage. I think that might be because I'm streaming, but I'm getting like 10 FPS. Which, I mean, this game is not optimized in the slightest, but 10 is still not what I would expect. I mean, it plays fine, but woo. And victory is me. Cool. Player 1 wins. Haven't really tried, so hot swapping. Does that actually work? If I do this, unplug my controller and then plug it back in. Cool. So it actually comes back. So I can actually like hot plug controllers. That's nice. Cool. I didn't add a way to quit. The only way out is to Alt F4. We have 20 minutes. Let's do it. Script. Exit on escape. Okay. Okay. I really just want to drop this, but you're being annoying. Game controller. Exit on escape. Let's see here. Input dot get key down. Key code dot escape. If somebody presses this, we're gonna debug log exiting game. And then do an application.exit. I just guessed on all of that, so I don't know if that's actually going to do what I think it's going to do. I don't know if any of that actually exists. But if it does, nope, it doesn't. Well, it was a good try. We came close. We tried as hard as we could and failed. Application dot quit. Ah, got it. Quit. Oh, there we go. Application.quit. That should get us out of the game when we hit escape. After this builds. Yeah, there we go. So if I do this and start it, should be able to escape and we'll quit. Fantastic. So the final bit is we have to turn off that stupid splash screen, because why is that there? Why does it default to on? That is the most annoying thing. Granted, I probably have a different use case than most people because I make a ton of projects. Just due to all the videos we have like, I don't know, like 40 different Unity projects. And then I have to customize them all. It makes my the services dashboard for Unity be really gross until I stopped enabling those. Let's see, visible in background, allow full screen switch. We don't want to run in the background. That should all be fine. Question mark. Nice. Default company. World of Zero. Jump. Boom. Comma. The comma is very important. Right? I don't actually type it out. Yeah, I do. Dang, and I forgot the comma. Well. Oops. We're just gonna keep it as jam1. Putting the build number in was a bad idea since this isn't a CI system. This is just a SAM-I system. But yeah, this should hopefully get rid of that splash screen. Should get us to the point of being able to do this and run it. And now it works. Not gonna know about that. Ha. And I'm dead. Well, that didn't last very long. Alright. Does shooting work? Boop, boom. Oh, it goes through. Dang. So you have to actually do whatever. There may be a hot fix coming for that. Hot fix literally because lava. But other than that, yeah. It works. I'm gonna lose. Player 2 wins. Escape. It works. Awesome. Explodination. I like that. I'll put that as a tag or something on one of these videos and see if anybody actually searches for that. I suspect they won't. But anyway, that is our game. In case anybody's wondering, I can actually show packaging this, but there's not much. The only thing that you really want to check is deleting the logs. Because every time I run, I don't know if anybody's familiar with this, but if you run a Unity game and then exit it, inside of the data folder, there's actually this output log that gives you all this fun stuff. That's actually less interesting, but it will have, if there's any errors that happen, like it will throw those out there. Looks like it's got some enlightened stuff, and you can see the log file. It's like we have 2 logs that actually happen. We have exiting game. When I hit escape, it logs exiting game. But also every time we build a level in our levels, it actually prints that as well. And so we can actually see. No, that's not right. We can't actually see. Dang. Huh. I guess I'm wrong. But no, sometimes it used to print out the actual line from your code. I guess now it just prints it out to some random file. That's not useful. I don't know why that's there. But anyway, that's a thing. You can do that. You don't need to ship that though. So that can go away. And then we just throw a readme in there. New text file. Readme. Jump. Boom. By world of 0. Added ability to quit. That'll probably be the git push, though I haven't actually pushed today. So there's a giant, like this is gonna be massive. That's not actually that bad. Also, that color scheme is awful. Who reads this? Okay, well that's a thing, but assets, this will all get added later. But anyway, jump boom requires 2 controllers. Xbox recommended. Controls, move, joystick. Drop bomb. Button 1, A. Explode bomb. Button 2, B. Is that right? Yeah. And then dash, which is button 3, which is X. The problem is I used a controller template for this, which means for every controller you use, it's going to try to do the best it can, which I don't actually know what that can be, but goal. Explode your enemy before they explode you. Man, this is the most professional write-up I've ever done. Let's see. Don't touch the fire. Yes. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that tells you everything you need to know. Combos. Good luck. There we go. How's that? And then it's actually, I usually drop a link to the channel, or I have been. Made on YouTube at that. And then source available there. Cool. So now source code link, everything else they need. That ought to be everything that you need to get started with this, right? I should define what an enemy is. The other person. So I could be real snarky here, and I have been in the past. Murder Ball, which nobody here probably has played because I made that in like 2011. But that game was super snarky and ridiculous. Think Rocket League before Rocket League was a thing. Imagine Rocket League in space with lasers. I think that's the best way to do it. That's the only explanation that makes any sense to me, but I made it. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. I think it's still out there. You guys can find it. It's not done, but kind of built it and then it went horribly wrong. That it got very out of hand. But right, cool. 16 megs. That's pretty huge for what this is, but that's all right. Let's see here. Media package. Partner visibility, public, free, yes. A new release. We'll call it 1.0. Sure. It's definitely a 1.0 version. There's definitely no way this is a beta. I mean, we spent 10 hours on this. Obviously, it's got to be done, right? 10 hours? That's like a lot of time. That's like a whole day's work. All right. I should stop with this snark. That's getting a little bit excessive, but so much fun. I have 5 minutes. You have to select at least one platform. Windows 32. Yep, cool. I might want to actually do a Linux release afterwards, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Publish? Sure, why not? Description. Good enough, right? That's that. Overview. This early access devlog. Early access. How do I make you visible? Thumbnail. Oh, we need a thumbnail. Shoot. What can we do for that? That's a good question. Can't release it without a thumbnail. All right. 4 minutes to make a thumbnail. Let's go. This'll work. It's got to be something that makes them really want to play our game, or yeah, the game, right? So jump. Boom. There we go. And then we definitely want them to know that it's coming from a YouTube channel. That's definitely top priority. So we need one of those big red arrows that everybody uses to kind of point at things. Yeah, I think I'm liking this. And then we'll do the ever important comma. That's not how you resize. There we go. Oh, we can make you bigger. No, really. Bigger. There we go. Now that's a comma. What am I doing? All right. There we go. Comma. Make you black. That didn't make you black. There we go. There we go. Would you download this? If you saw this, would you be like, yes, that is something that I want to download and put my computer at risk to play? I feel like no. I feel like I would probably run this through every antivirus, report this to all of them, and then leave. Let's delete the arrow. How's that? That seems slightly better. I really appreciate the comma. The comma is the symbol of the entire thing. Boom is red. And then pink. Oh, I guess we could do pink. My brain is doing different things than my hands are doing. There. Jump. Boom. All right. Well, this has gotten completely out of hand, but Pixar. There we go. What is this? I don't even. All right, upload the thumbnail. I suppose I could have just used the one for the streams. That would have been an option, wouldn't it have? But I think the one we came up with is much better. What is this? A what? A center for ants? The dimension of your thumbnail image must be at least 588 by 331. What? It's not. Psh. Well, let me show you. 588. Right, there we go. See? Now it's perfect. Are you happy with me yet, Cross? That's how you pronounce his name. All right. Jump boom. Put in all that work and then just throw away the thumbnail. I like it. I don't know. I like the thumbnail. The thumbnail is probably my favorite part of this game right now. Must enter a thumbnail image. What? I am so confused right now. Aha. It worked. It wants to crop our... Oh no, it's gonna crop the comma? Oh. The crop you've entered is invalid. What does that even mean? How do you invalidly crop something when... Okay. I need help. What is this? How can I not invalidly... How can... What? What? Okay. Fine. We'll make it bigger. 1024 by 1024. Because that's how you solve these problems, right? I'm probably going to change this after I like wake up to like, or probably later tonight and actually be like, whoa, okay, let's actually fix this. But for now, I'm very amused by this. There we go. Save crop. Cool. Game is currently hidden. Done. Ta-da! It's 11, which is exactly when the jam ends. How is that for timing? Wait, what? Jam ends in 23 hours. That doesn't sound right. What is going on? That's not right. September 29th. Jam ends, yeah. Jam ends now. Aha. Okay, voting ends in 3 minutes, or however many days. So anyway, here's the link. I will drop that in the chat. And then you guys can go and check out what everybody else made. It's probably better. Or you can grab Jump Boom and play it with your friends and let me know what you think. If you like it, let me know, and if you don't, then let me know that as well. And if you guys want to see this get expanded and actually made into something bigger or better, let me know. Because that's something that, if it's something that people like, we can do. But if not, then I probably won't bother. But yeah, I don't know. It was a fun little thing to play around with. There's not much to it, and maybe playing with somebody other than yourself would make it more fun. But I don't know. I think there's some fun mechanics that can be explored there. So I will be, leaving it here, I guess. But you guys have 7 days to vote, so you have a week to finish voting until the 8th of October. And you can leave your votes there, find something fun. I'm sure there's a ton of really cool games. I don't know, you can check out the feed. People have been posting pictures constantly. This one looks cool. Might have to play that. Ooh, somebody did something with voxels. Nice. Zombies and voxels. Nice. All right. So, yeah, that's the jam. So, yeah, I'm trying to do more streams, kind of slowly over time, getting better. Yeah, so I'm kind of over time getting better at the streaming bit. Part of the problem is my work schedule kind of gets in the way every so often, and that's just more important. So. Not that you guys aren't important, it's just there's other things that I need to get done. So yeah, trying to figure out how to work around that. It's getting better. So hopefully there will be more of these. Hopefully there will actually be a webcam eventually. But yeah, expect more of these. Asylum Gem is coming up in November. Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing that one. I have some ideas, but they haven't announced the theme yet. So once they do that, then we'll figure out if I can actually do what I want or not. But yeah, that's that. Let's see here. Long projects are cool. I agree. Part of my issue with long projects on like a YouTube channel, like the long projects that I've done, it's sort of diminishing returns over time. And so like with voxels, for example, we did like 13 episodes, and the initial one has a multiple thousand people that saw it, and then less and less people come back for the next one each time. And so eventually, unless it's something like super successful, it just sort of whittles away, and it's really hard to keep that interest over time. And so it's something that it just takes a lot more thought than just like a one-off thing. Because if 20 minutes and then there's not that much investment, where if you go in the wrong direction, everybody just leaves and you're kind of stuck with this giant project that nobody wants to watch anymore. So yeah, I don't know. It's somebody wanted me to make a survival game, which no, that would just take a long time. And so I don't think complete games are probably something we'll do. I probably shouldn't say that. We got pretty close with the Asteroids VR. That got pretty close. But yeah, I don't know. Long projects are hard. And yeah, it's just yeah, weird. So I guess so the part of the advantage of what I do, I guess, is since I try to do a video every weekday, so five a week, which is a lot. The advantage of that is I get a little bit more freedom in doing like random things, so I can like release a video on PowerShell or Azure functions or whatever. And even if you guys are just looking for Unity stuff, you don't miss much, because I would assume you probably don't watch every video that I post. And so if I was doing just like a weekly video, that gets harder. But since I do more, it gets a little bit easier. But I don't know. It's still something where I'm working on. I mean, the channel is, how old is it? Like 13 months old now? Yeah. Last September for the audio game jam was sort of when the whole thing started. And that was in September last year. So I guess, yeah, I don't know. We're still figuring things out. And I don't know. It gets easier the more people are here too. Because then I just get more feedback and can kind of figure out what people are wanting. Because that's sort of how I learn, because it's hard to look at like the metrics that I get exposed to and tell what everything is and what those actually mean. Like if I see viewers drop or subscribers drop or views increase or whatever, it's hard to correlate that to something you do necessarily. Some things are obvious, like the grass render that brought a lot of new people to the channel. But some things are not so easy to identify. And I don't know, I don't spend that much time worrying about it. I don't know. The entire reason this channel is here is to kind of make you guys, help you guys make cool stuff. Whether that's a web server and some cool web application, or I don't know, some Internet of Things thing, or some sort of game. So that's that. I don't know. Stream's kind of I don't know, just kind of hanging out, because I don't know, I have work in the morning and nothing to do now. So yeah, I don't know. If you guys have any questions for me, go for it. Otherwise, go and check out these games. There's 190 entries so far. That is a lot. That is a lot. I don't know, some of these look cool. So we might take a look at some of these, and actually we might be able to just do that now. Is that a good idea? That might not be a good idea. I may want to actually test some of these first, but because some of these may have like copyrighted music and stuff. Video suggestion profiler optimization of Jump Boom. I actually have a pen and sticky notes here. So I don't know if you guys know how I track all of your ideas for like videos and stuff, but I actually have like a wall behind my monitors that I literally have covered with sticky notes. There's like 100 some that I just kind of just keep adding to, and literally if I'm like looking for an idea, I just pull things off. So we can add that. Let's see. Profiler optimization for jump boom. Very important that we add a very large comma there between the jump and the boom. It's not the same thing if that isn't there, but yeah, we can definitely look into that. I actually don't know much about Unity's profiler. I haven't used it that much. I've used Visual Studio's profiler, but not Unity's to much extent. But I can tell you it runs really slowly actually in full screen. I think that might just be a full screen issue, but let's see here. This, if I put this in windowed mode, what happens? Does it run any better? Not really. Well, that was death. Nice. So, I don't know. Let's see here. Whoa, that's the wrong thing. But so there's two ways to do performance profiling. I'll just kind of walk through these quick. Mostly because, I don't know. Attach it to a running process, launch an executable, blah, blah, blah. Would it be a good time to point out that I don't actually know how to do this, but I'm gonna figure this out now. Aha. Then we can go from there. So, guys, if anybody wants to see what processes I'm running, here you go. Title, Unity, jump, boom, select. So this will show us, this is strictly Visual Studio. This can profile anything on your computer. And this will grab CPU usage. So actually, as I play this, you should be able to kind of notice certain things. Don't really know what's going on there. Actually, another idea. Let's throw a cheat engine at this and see what happens. I've never actually used that program, but I think it's fairly easy. So, cheat engine. Is that a good idea to show people how to cheat at your own game? That may not be a good idea, but we're going to write it down anyway. Cheat engine, jump, boom. All right. I don't know. Ideas. That's a thing. What else? Let's see here. We can stop that now. One of the cool things, if you've never used Visual Studio's data collection thing, is you can actually show you a whole bunch. No user code was running. Oh, because I don't actually. If you actually have your own thing running, if you have your code, it makes it a lot easier to tell. But this is a compiled application, and I don't have the PDB. Do I have the PDB? I don't think I do. No, I don't. Dang. Okay. Well, so Visual Studio is probably not going to be very useful then for tracking down performance issues, but we can use Unity's, which is easier to use actually. But yeah, that's a thing. We can definitely look into that. I would point out though, games aren't my profession. It's something, it's a hobby. And so some of this stuff I've never profiled like a big game, and I've never released a big game, and so some of that kind of thing, I may not be a good source for that. Like I'm happy to go and like look into how to use it and how to apply it and things like that, but take it with a grain of salt because I'm learning just like you guys are. So yeah. Anyway, that's a thing. Actually, can you attach Unity's profiler to a running process? Doesn't look like it. Oh, I don't want to click that, do I? Profile the editor. Interesting. Well, that's a thing we can do. I don't really know why I'd want to do that, but that's a thing. What did I just do? I think I just froze it. Unity's not very happy with me right now. Apparently, connecting to localhost makes it very angry. Whoops. Huh. I would love to check the build settings. This can take a while though, because we're connecting to a player, a localhost, and it has decided to be very uncooperative. They may want to use an async task for that, but okay, I'm not gonna judge. Build settings. Ah, you're right. PDB files. We can get those. Oh, and we can auto connect the profiler. Yeah, let's try that. See what happens. This is just me screwing around, just to be clear. Don't take this as like this won't be this won't be a video on profiling. That isn't the purpose here. I'm just I don't know. I haven't really screwed around that much with it. So here is me figuring out doing doing research. This is the world's worst kind of research. Well, not really. I guess it is. It does it count? I may have just launched it twice. That may have been a mistake. I thought we would have auto connected the profiler. Did I close it? Why do I feel like I closed the profiler? We're gonna turn that off. Maybe. There it goes. Let's try that again. I'm not convinced that I didn't do something silly. Oh well. That's a thing. I have no idea what's going on right now. Like, I'm assuming when it says auto connect the profiler that it's just gonna auto connect the profiler, but it's not even auto starting it, so how would it auto connect the profiler? Oh, like that. Huh. Well, today I learned. So, oh, okay, there we go. Neat. So I should be able to actually play this. That bug is still there. We spawned like the wrong color for whatever reason, and since that's how we check what uh what team the explosion is on, that's how we are detecting that whole thing. Huh. Interesting. All right. So that killed us. Let's stop that. And now I should be able to like trace through this. We're having massive spikes. Which I'm guessing is probably because we do scans across every object in our scene multiple times a frame, which is the stupidest thing we could have possibly done, that I could have possibly done. But you know, it worked. It did the thing. So yeah, I'm guessing there's a CPU issue. We're hitting some sort of CPU limit. Probably due to that spike there. Splash screen render? Why is that even firing? Don't want a splash screen. Wait for present. Is there like some VSync going on? That's interesting. I don't actually, so a lot of this stuff is just Unity stuff. I don't know entirely what it's doing. So this is the kind of stuff where I would have to go and take some time to figure out what all of this means, because this right here is our code, and it looks like it's spiking on and off. So destroy below seems to be the culprit by a lot. We're gonna get rid of that. Where is destroy below? I'm pretty sure I know why. We probably won't. I won't fix it now, because that would defeat the entire purpose of a video on optimizing this, because there are clear, like, it's fairly obvious that there's broken bits in this code. Like, who the heck does that? There's two game object scans per frame in destroy below. Why on earth would you do that? Who thought that was a good idea? I did, apparently. But like, this is an obvious thing, and so I think going through and actually figuring out a good way to actually find those kind of things, that code smell where you're like, ooh, that's kind of gross, and then fixing it and seeing if it actually fixes it or not. I think that's a good idea. We can do that. I don't know when I'll get to it entirely, but I'll try to get to it soon. So yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. I don't know entirely. I've been kind of wanting to do like videos on, like, when we do game jams or things, like playing the other people's games, kind of as a way to encourage other people to make things for them. But also just because I play them anyway. And then just, I don't know, maybe people want to see them. I don't know if that'll end up on this channel or somewhere else. maybe like a Twitch thing or something. I'm not entirely sure, but that's a possibility. So I don't know. We'll see. You guys should go check out some of the entries for this DreamHack Jam. There's voting. I have no idea what that actually is. Let's find out what that is. Home. How do you vote? We'll vote on their top 10, their 10 favorite games for the Game Jolt judges to pick 5 winners. See prizes. I don't really care about prizes. Let's see. How do you vote? What do you do? I have no idea. I think maybe it's just a rating thing. Not entirely sure. Isn't there's a well then. I thought so every time I do a jam on Game Jolt, they've changed this so much. There used to be like a form that you would fill out. And then you would do that, and then how do we calculate the jam results? Who judges the games? Won't some people cheat and start their game early? Only boring people would start their game early. Is there a limit on team size? Pre-existing fonts. Rules. All that other fun stuff. I don't know. I would assume there's some sort of prompt. Let's see here. Plant Fest. So maybe you just have to rate it? I would assume that's what happens there. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to dig too much into that. That seems, I don't know. Anyway, just, I don't know, check games out, play them, rate them, do whatever. Or make something cool. That's an option too. But anyway, I've been rambling for the past 30 minutes, so I'm going to stop because I'm sure you guys have other things to do. And I'll figure something out. But yeah, there'll probably be more videos tomorrow, actually. Yeah, tomorrow's Monday. Probably a video tomorrow. So, yeah. I don't know what it'll be on, but that'll be a thing. So, yeah. Anything else? No, I think that's it. That's that. I don't know. We're done. Ta-da! The longest ramble ever. Anyway, thanks for tuning in and saying hi and helping out. Again, like that, I don't know, that's the coolest thing, honestly, for me, is seeing you guys like come here and not only just help me out because I screw up all the time, but also help other people. That's really cool. So thank you guys for doing that, and thanks for tuning in. So until next time, see you, internet. Bye.